Satin and Shed podcast that brings you everything from music, sports, religion, politics to appy slapping. Myself, Dixie, Daniel,
Easy,
Fred, and we got a special guest with us.
legend.
Original, I don't know, would you say Popstar kind of from...
Whatever. People call me all sorts of stuff.
If you had Bluetooth and infrared and you was us man's age, you had his rhythms on your blower, bro.
Sony Ericsson, all them.
The infrared was a mad one because that was even before Bluetooth, bro.
Yeah, the orange
Before
one.
we get into it as well properly, if you put out a song, you can kind of grasp from social media and that how well a song's doing and how far it's reaching and that.
Yeah, cool.
How was you doing that back then?
Kind of the same way, if I'm honest. MSN, that was a big one for me. MSN.
Nudging Bear Man. Like,
But you know what I would do? As soon as I make a rhythm, whether I was producing or whatever, I would go on MSN and send it to my whole contact list. I'll send it to everyone. So my songs would then circulate around North London from that.
Oh, right. So this is before Stay With Me. This is
This is
the early grime stuff.
This is the early grime production stuff. But that's how I'd gauge it from that. And to be fair, before Stay With Me, I don't think I was known anywhere outside of North London. I didn't think I was anyway.
So then, would a label back then not go, because they kind of go off numbers now, don't they?
Yeah.
Would they kind of go off of, I like that song?
No, I wouldn't say that, because even when I got signed, that was off the back of what I was doing at that time. Okay. So they were always, I don't know what it is, I think with our genre, they wait until someone's actually blowing up or popping.
Yeah.
Because even with me, it was the same thing. I was doing my thing before I got signed on Channel U, just before Stay With Me with So Nice and things like that. So.
With what I want to do as well, because what's so mad for me, I was talking to Daniel and that about it as well, is man's kind of a child star in a way of, people don't know. If you go, the furthest I could go back was of people saying that you was DJing at 13 years old.
Yeah.
Twice as nice.
Right, you know the...
G's a bit older. G told me like what twice as nice the equivalent of is on the scale. Like, There weren't no little man.
No, I was going to over 18s and I had to stand up on a little stand behind the decks. That's how small and young I was at that point.
How was you getting in then?
To be fair, I got a shout out my uncle and my family because they were kind of a gateway into the scene, if I'm honest. My mum was heavily into music, garage, jungle, whatever it was. I just remember her blaring the music. But then my dad and my uncle used to run Twice As Nice. My uncle's an actual promoter for Twice As Nice. So he was like, listen, we've got these events going on. If you're serious about DJing, then come do them. And then I just started doing them, man. And then there was another DJ at the same time. He was like 13 as well. But everyone was like, oh, it's either going to be IRONIK or this other DJ, Little Charlie, who's going to be the one to blow up. Like, who's it going to be? But because I had my family in music, I guess I got that kind of gateway, to be fair.
Do you remember your first set on one of them big platforms?
Yeah, I do actually.
Bricking it.
Yeah, bro. Do you know what, though? I think I get more nervous now than I was then. I think at that point I was so hungry.
Is that because you're pressured now to do something that you was doing back then?
Probably.
Because when you're young, you're 13?
I'm 13, I didn't care.
Them ones there, you're still at the age where, bro, I don't care what people like.
Yeah, I was a full kit wanker at 13.
You're just there to...
But the pressure's not there, innit?
Yeah,
so I'm going for what I want to do.
And you're enjoying it as
and
well
I'm enjoying
at the same
it.
time, yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, look, if I go do a set now out, people are expecting to see IRONIK, expecting me to be like this, expecting me to play this. Whereas then I was like, I'm just a young DJ. The girls are going mad. I'm just gassed in it to be there.
There's no nothing to go against.
Yeah.
It's just upwards from there.
Yeah. But I remember there's two main parts I remember from that age time. Doing Destiny's nightclub in Watford. That was a big one.
Good man.
You remember. If you know, you know.
You can tell by his swag that he went to. He's old enough to have gone to that.
Hey, listen. But yeah, that was one main moment. If you remember that club, you remember that's a proper important club to me. It changed into Area Nightclub. A lot of people might know it as that now. And then another one was doing the Soul Solid Crew tour at 15 for 21 seconds.
Wow.
You was with them.
Yeah, I was DJing. Yeah, I was DJing before they came on at a few gigs. One main one I remember was in Rochester, at a club called Amadeus, which was the maddest club. You remember that one?
This guy.
How old was you doing that then?
So at that point I was about 15, going on to 16. What year? I can't remember the year. I can't remember the year. But that was what I remember.
G was
from
31 then.
No, but that's mad though, because you know how big 21 seconds was though.
Bro, the biggest thing. And at that point, I just remember being in the club, seeing them on stage. It was bare them, obviously. And just thinking, wow, this is mad. Like, this was like nothing I've seen before. It was like when Americans come over.
Yeah, real talk.
How are you going into school the next morning and explaining to everyone why you,
Do you know what? Yeah.
why you're tired and that?
Funnily enough, big up Miles as well. He went to my school, but I was totally different in school to how I am on stage. Like, whether I went college, 'cause I went college in Bromley by Bow. I went to a music college there. But I was quiet. I went into the next day, I was just quiet. Everyone was thinking, who's this guy? He's not the same person on TV doing Channel U stuff and that. I've always been quiet.
You're a good guy, because you know what I would have been like.
I'd have been a dickhead. I'd have been a dickhead.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
I'd have rolled in late, dashed my bag on the table. And that.
Yeah, no, do you know what? My mum wouldn't let me get like that. She would have clapped me.
She managed you, innit?
She managed me from young, yeah.
See your mum managing you, did you not feel like... Because like, it's sort of... Because when this sort of... It turned into a business for you, bro. So did it ever get to a point where it's like, my mum's managing me, like, I can't really... Like, you're clashing with her.
It does get... Yeah, it gets to that point. It didn't turn into that until I got to about 19 when I got signed and all that stuff. That's when it got serious, when my mum was thrown into the deep end, having to deal with the business and big checks thrown at us. Like, we don't know what's going on. Dealing with lawyers, dealing with labels probably taking advantage of us at the time, because I don't know.
100%. Labels are still doing that now.
Bro, I'm still in disputes now with labels. But yeah, so we had them sticky situations. But you know what? At the end of it, now I'm older. We learn, and me and my mum, like, she's my best friend. We look back on them times when it got a bit sticky. We'd have arguments about funds or about things that might have gone wrong, and think, you know,
to be fair, who better to do it with, bro?
Yeah,
exactly.
To be fair.
She was always probably looking out for my best interest rather than getting someone that ain't. You know what I'm saying?
But like, it's No, I just brought it up because I've seen a few things lately that I've been watching where their parents have been involved, and now they're not even on talking terms.
It happens a lot.
Certain things.
Usher,
It's a shame, innit? Like,
be honest though, did you have to like, I can't order this extra hotel room, or I can't get this cab for some mad from like Thamesmead Estate? They're like, why don't you get a cab from to the hotel and that?
Yeah. Nah, there was times I was going mad with my money at that one point. My mum was going mad.
See, that's something I would never have thought with you. Like, it's so clean cut. Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Was that hard to keep up at that age, to be clean cut? Because I feel like them times there. Before we get into like where it really got popping, it's like it must be them times there. You will get cancelled if you get caught doing some stupidness. So Popstars had to be really clean.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the artists that were out at the same time as me were getting caught up in madness. N-Dubs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chipmunk, I remember he was going through a certain time. Like, it was hard for him at a certain point.
It's not. How did you not get involved? It's how did you hide your ones?
No, I had them though. I had stories being sold on me by girls, and I remember one time just being in...
I see something about...
Yeah, there's been a few.
Page 3 models.
Yeah, all that stuff. But you see stuff like that. Like, that didn't bother me. As long as I'm not doing nothing mad. Like, my mum would call me, like, you know that they're about to run a story on you. This girl's saying that you...
So how does that work though? So if they're about to run a story, how does your mum get informed before it's run?
There's been like 3 different times, but one time they called her. They called the News of the World, called my mum's house. And then the second time where it got deep was when they came outside my house, and then they started asking my neighbours, like, what's he like? That was when it started getting a bit deep.
Mad.
So
that would be my neighbours hate me.
Yeah, nah.
That would have been like,
nah, but that's
shit here.
I didn't really get involved in too much of the madness. If I'm honest, I just always wanted to crack on with music. And like I said, outside of the music, I'm just a calm, chilled guy.
How did you stay focused with that? Because you're popping at a time where you start getting introduced to like booze, parties, women, all them type of things. How do you? Because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Even people that we know, like, it could have been sports.
Yeah.
But instead we went to the park and drank vodka. How did you stay on the
music side of it?
Yeah, how did you stay focused?
I'd have to say my mum, you know, if I'm honest, like my family and friends. But I did like things like drinking, and I didn't get into that till late anyway. So I was always just a music man. I was into football when I was younger. Then as soon as music came into my life, that was it. I was just like, I follow music how people follow football. Like, up until now, I'm thinking like, who's the hottest out? Who's in the top of the league? Like, that's how much I love music. So I'm willing to always give my full 100 to that, rather than going next route where I'm doing drugs. And I mean, I've been in them situations in clubs where people try to offer that, and then my friends are like, nah, you can't, you're not doing no drugs.
That's mad, because that means you've got a good team around you.
100. That's still the same people. Like I said, my brother here, Miles, he's been with me since school. I'm saying? So, yeah, just that, really.
How do we get from, what's the process of going from the 16-year-old, 13 DJing, kind of 16 producing, to it's so nice?
Boy, do you know what it was for me?
I know, I don't want to be rude, respectfully, 'cause I don't want to shorten that like it weren't no big
Yeah,
process. I made that sound like it was 20 minutes.
It was a skip.
Yeah.
No, it was a lot. It was a long process of, especially the production side of things that I was doing, bare production at that time. But you know what it was? I was the guy in the background all the time. And especially at that time, East London when I was making grime, East London were the ones kind of killing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
North London weren't really popping. Like we had Skepta and Jamie, but that was early.
And even them man was coming over here.
Yeah, because they couldn't make it in North. So even when I was producing grime, I'm thinking like, this ain't really enough. I want more than this. Like people ain't really checking for it. Even though I didn't know that it was going mad in North and other people were checking for my production.
Sorry to cut you.
Go on.
I just wanted to pick up. Did you feel like you weren't getting like sort of like enough credit for what you was doing, or you wanted to be a bit more?
Not credit. It was just there was no acknowledgement, especially when we're seeing like Wiley and Tinchy Strider, young Tinchy at that point, Dizzy Rascal, and all that killing it. It's like we're not part of that clique in North. Do you know what I'm saying? We're separate.
Cool.
So I just wanted to do something else. So I started producing for Chip, and that was all Black the Ripper, Rest in Peace, all of those artists. And then I was just sitting there thinking, you know what? I want to be in the front somehow. Like, I want to make my own music. I want to try spitting. Then just started writing bars, man. But I was spitting grime, but like I wasn't really me. I wasn't really the street guy. I shouldn't be talking that street stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me flip it and start writing about girls.
Yeah,
And I was like, because that's what I'm about, innit? I'm on a gallem thing.
Mad.
So first one was probably Wifey Rhythm. You made Wifey Rhythm? I didn't make it, but I done a version. Big up Flukes who produced that. Yeah, I done a version of it because remember there was loads of different versions of it.
I was gonna say that as well.
Did you have one, John?
Who, me?
Yeah, is that it?
See me as well. Man can't put me on the spot because if I would have done it, remember the 16, I would have spat it now. Bro. Listen, man from East London, E14, at that age, yeah, we was all MCs. Don't ever get it twisted and pretend that we never did that, bro.
Exactly.
Do you feel? I feel like you birthed a whole era of mandem making loves. It was cool to do it. Yeah. Like specifically, do you man remember that? Like, I just when you was coming up, I just like opened a whole can of worms in the back of my memory of all these people, bro.
Bare different MCs coming up.
That guy Reese. You remember the guy Reese?
Who's Reese?
The white guy.
I think. Oh, I know who you're talking about.
People like T. Flirts,
and people
Voltage.
Like
them man sound like things had them on the ropes, bro. And them females had them man in immense pain.
Yeah.
I feel like you was talking about being in love with a thing, and I feel like them man was talking about these
real
things
pain.
got us on the ropes.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that whole?
I think so. Yeah. Obviously, it's. Bro, if I look back at it, it's all a blur, innit? Like, been doing it from 13, it gets a bit blurry. But
even there's a whole era. When you go back and look at them videos, there's like, even the videos, whoever puts these videos up, must have put them up years ago. No, with just the audio. And
with the lyrics.
With
the
heart. With the pink background and the fucking... They've got millions of views,
That's how I remember them tunes, man.
Even my early ones that I done that I've still got them, the lyric videos.
Yeah.
Like, they got like 500,000 millions of views, and those were my early songs.
But it's different, yo. You was getting things. These man was crying about things.
Hey, big up T. Flirt.
Fugitive is a big boy producer now, no?
He's killing it. Harry James.
He's serious, bro. He's sick.
Yeah, it's mad. That time was mad.
There was a whole weird, era, but it was like...
It was, because you're right, because when I came out, then all of a sudden everyone was like,
Sweet boy thing.
But that's how the game goes. Like, if you notice, once one person does it, everyone starts doing the same thing. Everyone does Afro, everyone wants to do Afro.
But that's a move and a half from you, because that's like in an era where everyone's just going back to back on beats and just doing 16s and no chorus and putting videos out and Channel U.
There's a lot. I was going to say this, because back in that era, there's a lot of bad boys as well. Was you ever on road or doing the road thing?
Never, but obviously I went to a Holloway Boys School, which was one of the worst schools in North London. So I always knew that side, and my family were kind of connected to the street. So I always had that around me. My team were very strong and well respected and connected in North London. But personally, my mum was so strict growing up. She would never let me do anything that she done when she grew up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She always said,
She just patterned it.
yeah, bro. From when I first started swearing when I was young, she put fairy liquid in my mouth.
Oh, bro, I've had that.
You know them ones?
So, bro,
You're not swearing.
Bro,
Now I don't
I
swear.
like Daniel said that as well because like, we're white and they usually think that we'd slap our mums and things like that.
bro.
Because Stella,
Stop lipsing the dog and start wailing your mum and things like that, bro. We don't do them things.
No, that's
So
mad.
Nice comes first, yeah?
yeah, so like Wifey Rhythm was kicking off, and then a few other like Girl Them songs I was doing, Ride or Die with Chip at the time, Shallow Kid, a few other songs that people might know. Shallow Kid, big up Shallow Kid. And then obviously I made So Nice, but then it's like I needed to do visuals with it because you know the song's not enough now. And Channel U's popping at that time. You got Agro Santos, Free Yard, and you know what I'm saying, Gash by the Hour, and them tunes
Gash by
popping
the
up.
Hour.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like, I need to, like, every step is like, what can I do next? I need to go to the next level. So I just done a video. I met some guys from a university and just paid them like £500 to do the So Nice video. Then sent it to Channel U and paid for it to be submitted. And then from there, I think things went to a next level because I'm on TV to people around the whole country at that point.
Yeah, because
and
people,
people are requesting. I'm saying people are requesting the songs.
You can request it, of course, bro.
Yeah, ringtones.
I only got ringtone money.
What was it? What was the
Ringtone
price?
money.
Was it like
Was that, yeah,
£1?
99p or something like that. Yeah.
How did you make money off that?
No,
So how
Channel
did it
U
work?
would have made the piece on that.
So they
I
made all the
heard
views
Channel
from that.
U
Yeah.
was on the Shegri. But a few men up here about the ringtone money.
But I would never blame Channel U for that because they gave me opportunity.
Fair enough. That's a good way to look at it. though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't if I never went on Channel U, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
Because that's where I got signed from people from the label watching what my song was doing on Channel U. You know what I'm saying? So I always shout them out, big up Cat. Darren, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they got all the P's basically.
Yeah.
But similar to how that's like us saying, does Grime Daily get all the views, money?
Yes,
It's exactly the same thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
So who with the whole So Nice thing that for that age, obviously we said what else who had the directive control over that whole thing, the look, the way you was gonna come out, like
A lot of that was just myself, bro. Just the sunglasses thing was random.
I was gonna ask about the sunglasses. I thought you was boss-eyed for ages, bro. I was like, this guy's got
Ah,
sunglasses.
bro, my eyes are calm.
No, I know they are because I watch your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, the
I was like,
reactions,
yeah, because we've had someone up here before and it was mad, bro.
No, because Gabrielle, remember the singer Gabrielle?
Yeah, with the
She
glass
used
eye.
to wear, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought I had something wrong with my glasses, with my
What you
eyes.
saying? You just made it your brand, and you
I just,
wore it
yeah,
with the glasses
every
thing.
time I'm just thinking, what can I do that's different to everyone else? I hate being like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I like when artists, I think all the big artists like your Princes, your Michael Jacksons, your everything, have a little bit of mystery about them. They don't give you everything about their life.
Yeah.
Whereas now, as an artist, they want you to, they want to know
everything.
the ins and outs of your whole.
I wasn't really on that, and I never really have been. Some people say that's a downfall of mine. I need to be more out there, more this, more that. But I love it. Like I go out without my sunglasses, and people don't even recognize me. But if I put it on, then people start saying, "Oh,
You still got a red jacket.
Nah, the red." Yeah, so it's like a role reversal. But yeah. So at that point, things were just going mad, and I didn't even realize how mad it was going until we got the call from the label at that point. Man.
So how old was you at that point?
So I was about 19 then.
19. So how was you? How did you deal with it? Like how was you dealing with it? Because obviously now you're stepping out the yard.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you, bro.
Yeah, it was
So
weird.
It's like
It was weird. And I used to hate going to college at that point because people would stop me or people would try to talk to me. But I'm like so anti with people. Then I was anyway. Now I'm a bit more. You know what I mean? Done media training and all that. But I was so quiet. I was a quiet kid, bro. I was bare shy. Like all smiles. I was just a quiet kid. So it was a bit weird for me. But I took it because it was still what I wanted, innit? I remember watching videos of. Or I'll give you another example. I remember being with Wiley before that because me and Wiley used to work together before that. I remember going to like Curry's with him, yeah, randomly to get a mic or something. And like we walked in and he had an aura about him and everyone just stared at him. And I was like, wow, like everyone just knows who he is. Like everyone was like, there's Wiley talking, whispering. I was like, you know what, I want that one day. So when I got it, I couldn't complain because that was exactly what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
You know what it is as well? You went for the wifey thing and the girl thing was coming big, definitely.
Yeah.
So
It worked, bro. The
That
girl
was
was
the
mad.
girl thing. That was tactical, man. You knew you was
Big
there,
time,
there,
bro.
bro.
Bro, look at now, like when artists are coming out and they're just open with their feelings. It wasn't a thing back then. We was just on some.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a bit of a decline right now.
What, right this second?
Right this second in the UK.
But you got like, say, like a lot of the Afro artists or like
Okay, yeah.
Young'un or like, do you know what I mean, AJ Tracy, even a lot of them just talking about love on some songs, like, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's just that whole mental health sort of thing where people are starting to
fuck?
talk. No, it's that.
No, I know what you
That's
mean,
it is, know what I'm
expressing
saying? Like,
themselves.
you're allowed to express yourself more now
Yeah.
than back when you
Yeah,
was
yeah.
growing up in the
Yeah.
scene sort of thing.
But I didn't really get any stick from anyone at that point. Like, even because
No, because you was that guy. That was who you was.
yeah, I was
bro.
just doing me
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
yeah.
And even now, when I meet certain artists, they're like, "Bro, I respect you because you always just done you and been yourself. You're not trying to be anyone else." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. From there, we got the.
But that's the
cool-
problem with some artists, though, isn't it? Everyone's just trying to be someone they're not. Like,
Yeah,
you get man trying to rap the road and they're not on the road, and you get man, and then when it comes on top,
That's like what you said about
big.
like
said
6ix9ine, he starts talking
he
and
switched
that. It's
about
all
a
mad.
lot.
oh, Younger.
Yeah, between his when you
Oh, 4-4 in the
I
4
fuck
door.
with the young from Young,
Yeah.
and he said some mental shit at times. Then he's doing mad other
Gallem thing. But some man might be like that. Like some man might be.
I don't know his reality, bro.
Yeah, he might have.
I can kind of guess what it is, but I don't know if.
He's been holding corn for a long time, and then him and Potter had that little thing.
Him and who?
Him and Potter.
Pot of paper.
Yeah.
Young and a pot
Oh,
of
I
paper.
think it was Chip, no?
No, it was
No.
Potter. He said
Potter,
something about
yeah?
Essex
For real?
being
Yeah.
soft or something.
I never knew
Young
that.
said something
bro.
about Essex.
That was years ago.
And Potter said
Man's
to him
gonna
that-
done like a 4 stretch since then or something. Like that.
Potter's a
said to
different
him-
man now, bro.
Yeah.
Potter said
you
about he can call him up out of Essex or something like that.
Oh, bro,
He's
I did
different
not
black,
know
different
that.
black.
Where do,
mad.
how do we get to? I feel like I'm skipping bare. Bro. You know, we need to talk about "Stay with Me."
Yeah.
The process. That is the original. How many? My pal said to me, he literally swear to you. Ask Daniel. Our pal posted him listening to "Stay with Me" today. I said, you know, my man's coming on today.
Bro, I was at the dentist last week sorting something out. The woman was like, you know, I was just listening to Stay With Me 2 days ago. Bro, the song's about 12, 13 years old. That, for me, is
music
mad.
just don't
That's the
die.
type of rhythms that people play at funerals and shit.
Yeah, I
bro.
get that all the time,
It's a
man.
funeral rhythm, bro.
I was saying the other month, some girl from school DM'd me and was asking about, I can't remember what tune it was of yours. The peaches and cream, shoes and jeans on.
Oh, wanna be a man, I
lyrics.
wanna be a man,
Yeah,
bro.
she messaged me the lyrics and I was like, oh, what
Peaches
the
and-
other tune's that?
But listen,
Yeah.
I was searching your I just doing my research.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's
A man said on Twitter, I remember this girl in my school convinced everyone DJ IRONIK was her imaginary late brother's best friend, and this song was about him.
Right.
That's how people are moving,
Yeah,
bro.
I see that tweet. Yeah.
That's how man was moving. Original clout chasers. They're moving
Bro,
nuts,
bro, the song is even that song is on TikTok. It's got like 500,000 views on TikTok from people like, oh, I remember this song. It's mad to me. It's mad. Making that song, I never thought that man will still be listening to
Is
it.
that not what good music does, though? It takes you back to a time and a place, and you
Yeah.
remember where you was
Yeah.
when that came out.
I think a lot of my time, my era, and that music that we was making does bring back a lot of
Nostalgia,
generation, a lot of nostalgia,
100%.
yeah. Which is a good thing, I think. Yeah, it's sick.
What's the process of making that? Who produced that? You?
No, I didn't produce it. Basically, a producer called Alex Sparks. Yeah, he's high up now at a record label as an A&R now as well. But he
Off
actually,
the back of Stay With Me.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. But he found the sample and he was like, "Yo, what do you think of this? Hit me up on MSN." I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. Send it over." And then yeah, just started. We wrote to it and then just put it out. But we put it out and we done one video for it in the walking through the graveyard and all that stuff. My little sister in the video. Then we put out that video on Channel U and that just done numbers. It was like #1 for like 18 weeks.
Was it? It's a Westlife sample.
Westlife sample, yeah. I actually didn't know at first, to be fair.
How did you? Your stuff was so heavy sampled, yeah. I don't know if it was. You might have replayed some.
No,
bits
a
of-
lot of it was sampled.
How did you
yeah.
get round clearances?
That was all the label, man. So,
That must have been a bag and a half, no?
that's
To
a
do
lot of
clearances?
it's a lot of 99% from them and 1% of me on the
Fucking
tunes.
hell, man.
That's what that is.
No one at the label ever tried to tell you we have to kind of get rid of the.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, a couple of them. Like we tried to sample Prince once.
Oh wow, you
Yeah,
went
it came back.
reaching.
Yeah, we was reaching. I thought I was sick. I done the Elton John thing. I
I
was
swear
like,
his music's not even on iTunes. If
It's
I'm
not-
wrong,
yeah.
It's on Prince.com or something like that.
Mad.
is it?
I think so. I think that's, he
It's-
doesn't even, you can't stream his music.
Yeah, his team came back and said.
Someone in the comments will tell me I'm wrong or right about that.
100%, man.
So there, we started getting to a point where I was going a bit too far with it. I was thinking like Prince. all these other artists. I was going too mad, but yeah, no, a lot of the time, like the Elton John thing, for him to let us work on his music was mad. Like, who else did I sample? Oh, Zapp and Roger for the Wanna Be Your Man, things like that was mad. Yeah. So.
Did you, in the process of making that, did you ever think it would be as big as it became?
No, never. I've never thought that. No, never.
Yeah, why did you initially write "Stay With Me"? What was the actual train of thought, the process, like the?
Yeah, the thought process. A lot of it was because there was a lot of knife crime at that time, and I wanted to leave a message to my little sister. So basically, that was kind of like a note to her. I said that in interviews a lot as well. Just kind of, she was young at that point, so just leaving her a little message.
How mad is that? You done a song so personal to literally your sister,
everyone,
and the entire world entire of our generation. There's no one who's our age that says they didn't fuck with that song.
Yeah.
I kind of took a piece from it, but yeah, it was so personal, bruv. To someone
yeah, that's mad that you say that. Yeah,
it's crazy, bruv.
And I recorded that so nice. All them Wanna Be a Man, all them songs in my bedroom, just in my room, little room, just recording. So all of that was very personal. So when it came out so big and on the charts and on radio, it was just a next experience for me, man. Like, even getting the call from Warner Records, for me, that was mad.
It's crazy.
Going from we started at the start of it, me starting at 13 to now, having a phone call from Warner Records, at that point, I'm thinking this has gone somewhere I didn't even think it would go.
And obviously, music's a bit different now, the way we buy it and the business side of it. But back then, the dream and the goal was record deal, majors, no?
Even, I don't even know if that was the dream. Like, there weren't no one for me to look up to that had that.
Yeah.
You had the So Solids, like, when I was younger, but I didn't even think of that, or Kano and stuff. You know what I mean? It was just weren't a thing that you'd think of from Channel U to big record deal.
But even then, your lot, like, you guys who were coming up then, had to really work and push your stuff.
Yeah.
Because now, realistically, someone can sit in a tune.
Nah, they see you got numbers, they're gonna swoop in.
They can
and
make
get
a tune in their bedroom and earn money from their bedroom without even leaving, like, sort of thing.
Upload
but
it.
back then, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You could make it in your room, but you have to take it somewhere.
Had to do the promo runs. Yeah, it was mad. Yeah.
Be honest, how many people ask you about that red jacket in that video?
Every time, bro, every time. Legendary.
That's a legendary jacket. You know why that video as well? I've heard you talk about it, but I actually have said it before myself. It was just a different class of quality on that channel from everything else.
Yeah, I heard a lot of
everything else was lower budget than that. Like, it wasn't even just a budget, it was just clean. The song was a clean cut song, it sounded proper.
They changed the video, innit?
So after we got signed, we'd done the red jacket thing. Big up Denise, because that was all her styling. Just, you need, because I would wear black, just a black jacket. She was like, you need to wear something out there. It's gonna be around for a long time. So yeah, and then everyone just loved it. But yeah, you're right. It was different to all the other videos on Channel U at that time. Like, everyone was doing the standard, like, all man them around.
Kind of on the block kind of.
Yeah, that was what it was. So and then from there, it just all went crazy.
We have to talk about Tiny Dance, obviously.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
So that's off the back of, obviously, Stay With Me, went to number 5, doing numbers, everything's going crazy. And then my A&R, then we do Wanna Be a Man, Wanna Be a Nan.
That's a mad thing.
Hey, bro, you
showing your age now.
Wanna Be a Man, and then the label's like, look, we need another hit, and like, that was like top 40, but it weren't a hit. So it's like, I need another hit now.
That one's for the streets.
What? The label said that weren't a hit.
No, not Stay With Me. Wanna Be a Man. That was in between.
Oh, okay.
Them. So it was like top 40. People would be gassed over top.
Yeah, Wanna Be a Man would have been a little bit quieter than Stay With Me.
Because it was so big. So they're like, we need another big one. I'm like, oh, this is pressure now.
That's mad. Yeah, of course that's mad. Yeah, that's mad.
So now this is the first time, your whole time you're going projecting upwards and
it's all fun and games.
There's nothing to compare it to. Now you've got that record,
and that was pressure.
Now it's like, I have to do this record.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be a one-hit wonder after all these years of work I just did.
Yeah.
So I need to. I need to think of something else. And then my A&R at the time said, "Listen, I got this sample from Elton John, but I'm coming from like grime, innit? So I don't really listen to Elton John. I'm like, I don't really know if that fits what I'm doing here. If my audience,
you gotta hear the song first.
I need to hear.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
And even when I heard it, I was like, I don't know. Like, I'll do my thing. So I recorded the verses, done the hook and that, and I was still a bit iffy about it. So I sat down and we was like, you know what? I need to get someone who's up and coming at the moment, who's cool, relevant, still on the street level. I said, there's a new MC called Chipmunk that I've been working with. We need to get him on the second verse. And then reached out to Chipmunk. He jumped on it. Then I was happy. I was like, look, we're reaching different angles now. We've got the pop world. We've got the
when you say
world.
your manager had a thing from a sample from Elton John, you sampled it and then got it cleared, or it was already cleared and it was like you've got this record.
No, we sampled it and then had to get the clearing. But we was like the label were close with his manager and stuff. So as soon as he heard it, apparently he loved it. He's only let Tupac, Eminem, and myself sample it. So.
And I think is that if I'm wrong or right, it might have changed that. Is that not the highest downloaded Elton John song in the UK of all time?
Biggest digital selling record.
Mad.
So
And being a part of that. That's
being a part, and that was my biggest selling record. Then
How do you ring up Chipmunk and say, "Oh, I got this song, yeah"?
bro? Chipmunk at the time was like, I don't know.
How old was Chip then at the time?
He was about 16. So he was young. No, he's probably about 17 because he was doing like this was just before he done Diamond Rings. So he just done like Who Are You and all them songs.
Okay.
So he was causing a lot of heat, but he weren't gone to that next level. Like I remember even saying to him, "Yo, in the video, we need to wear suits," like grown thing. He was like, "What? I'm not wearing a suit." Bro. Like, that's not. But then he done it in Diamond Rings anyway.
Be real, even when you think back to Chip's videos when he started coming clean and cut, he had the shiny jackets and all that as well.
He was,
bro.
we was all on that at that time. Tinchy, all of us, we was on that superstar thing, innit? So, but yeah, and then he jumps on it, and then that was my biggest song. So we actually done another hit after that. I was like, thank the Lord, I'm not a one-hit wonder.
And what kind of stuff come off the back of that? I bet phones was going.
Yeah,
mad
so
after
then
that.
it was like a next level of fame that I haven't reached ever. That was like big TV shows, prime time, like newspapers, everything was
Like
just
Soccer AM type shit.
Like, never mind the Buzzcocks.
Yeah,
Jonathan
man.
Ross, all that stuff. So it was different. It was the next world. And like just being on the road doing these mad festivals, it was different, bro.
Did you enjoy it though?
I loved it. Yeah.
You think you're gonna say it was shit?
No, because it's different though. Like
It is.
when
It's
you
different.
when you're coming from where we come from,
Yeah.
and then you start getting all these TV things because
Yeah.
would you see when you go onto TV and that the people do the makeup.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, it was all different for me.
I can't imagine you sitting there.
No, it is. You man,
the makeup
makeup
thing.
on and that, bruv. It's mad.
And try to do that to me.
That's mad.
No, but at first I was like, nah, I don't know about that. But you know, like you gotta have that on TV. You gotta have them make you look good.
See, that's
I'm
mad.
not gonna lie, I'm there for that as well.
Yeah.
Man, them know that.
And my skin was terrible at that time. My skin was terrible, so they were just, you know what I'm saying, sprucing man up.
Well, that try.
I got a question for you, Zot,
Go
though.
on.
Yeah? At that time, how did you look at what was going on then? Because a lot of people, like even you said at the start, would I call you a pop star? Did you look at what I was
Respectfully,
doing?
I don't know,
Yeah,
you
no,
like- is that-
I don't mind. Yeah, a lot of people say that. Or, but did you think me, Chipmunk, Tinchy, and stuff, we were making pop music, or what do you think about that time?
I think Chip was making pop music.
Oopsie Daisy, and do you think that's pop though?
But my thing for
Obviously,
it
they
is
is definitely pop.
why.
But you never really knew because it was just on Channel U, and
Yeah,
that was for us.
I don't
Okay.
get because they got a lot of stick for
Yeah.
going pop.
Yeah, we do still. Yeah.
I think when man started seeing
But-
you on the different shows, not Channel U, not like the top, not the top of the pop. So what's
MTV.
them type of shows? When you start seeing man on them type of ones, you think
Yeah, and
it's
then
going
next.
pop. I don't know. I just think that some records just ain't for me. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
was
'cause-
about. See me, I don't. I was about.
Yeah, I was listening to-
Man was into it. I don't give a
You know
fuck,
what?
bruv.
As
I
well,
had them all on my phone.
you just had a bigger
listening to
reach.
them.
I think. I just think you just had a bigger reach. I feel like the love that you man would have got at places up north and that would have been crazy
Oh, it was
compared to London.
I'll tell people all the time, like, I went to so many different little towns that I've never even
Especially
heard
when
of.
you done that Cascada remix.
Cascada
I know
thing.
the man in Yorkshire that was going
Bro,
nuts to that.
little towns that I've never heard
Yeah.
of, I'm going to, and I'm asking them about, like, I'm asking them about why they in that. They're like, who? Like, they only know what's in the charts.
Mad.
They only knew what's in the charts.
I mean, real, that's what happened to us when we went. Where did we go? We went to some rave somewhere, and like everyone's dancing to like Flow Rider and stuff. And
It's
we're
so
like, oh,
mad.
this is mad. And the hustle sign comes on, man's a little vibe, and everyone else is just like, what the fuck is this?
What is this? Yeah, it's different because remember, we're in London, or most of London, we're
Like
like,
Nelly Furtado and that.
yeah, but we're a small part of the rest
Yeah,
of England, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We think we are England. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
because we're
But
the,
not.
the
Yeah,
hub,
yeah,
innit?
the capital, innit?
Oh.
That's why it bugs in that it's necessary to kind of tell us we ain't. We are not the entire music.
So what you saying? Do you prefer the reception over up north and that than
I feel like
London?
it just be a different type of love.
It was different
type
love,
of-
yeah, it was different
London's
love.
home, innit? So it's like,
London, I felt like they always felt like they just knew me, innit? So when people saw me out, it's love, but it was just like, I don't know, it could either be love or hate, really. If
We're
I'm
used to
honest.
bumping into people as well.
Yeah, but then like you might see someone, they might look at you different. You might think, are they looking at me because they're cool with me or in London? But when I'm outside of London,
You got no stress about that.
it was
innit?
just
It's
love,
like,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
man.
I always
I
tell the
hear that
story of
story.
when I went Newcastle on tour for the first time, and like that was where I experienced some next.
This guy loves Newcastle.
Hey, bro, Newcastle's lit, innit?
Newcastle was lit.
But bro, like I experienced the fame thing on a next level. It was different, like.
I ain't had that, and I love Newcastle.
But from there, I was like, okay, this has gone different now. I'm way far away from home, and it's love, like no
No,
level.
your
so.
thing must have been mad because obviously you're doing the girl thing. You're going, you're going, nah.
He's going,
You get it, you know the stories. Cardiff.
I know you lived the movie as well.
Yeah.
I know you lived the movie.
What?
Cardiff.
You're involved, bro.
It was absolutely
Oh, man.
Manchester.
no. You couldn't go to a mall.
Yeah.
It wasn't allowed to go into a mall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
That'd be
security.
I was mad. At the same
Because-
age, I wasn't
because
allowed,
when
but
you
for
went
different
in-
reasons.
5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, it's locked off the whole mall.
That is fucked.
Yeah, girls going mad, bro.
Everything's locked.
Fucked.
Do you get what
That
I
is
mean?
enjoyment.
How you two, man, coming back to the end zone and trying to explain this to the rest of the man that couldn't come up there with you?
Yeah,
I brought a lot of man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many people was you allowed to bring with you?
I brought all my friends basically, innit?
Yeah.
It was a big team. You had like the tour manager. You had like obviously you needed security that was there, but then obviously you had the man them security too,
That's
and then
mad.
like everything else. But when you kind of look at the whole spectrum of everything, it was moving so fast. You know, one day we might be in central London, and it might be a fucking crazy party in Movida or whatever, and it's just that kind of vibe. And then next thing you know, we're leaving from Movida to go to a show up in Norwich. Or
Norwich as well.
some next place, and then after that's done, you're back going to a next place for an after party. Then you're
full on.
doing it all over.
Yeah, I
like,
can
over
imagine
it,
full
over
on it.
again.
So it's just, is it like a schedule? Or is
It was,
it-
but I was more. I gotta be honest. I was rock and roll, bro. Like I was getting up, drinking champagne.
See, you hit
Yeah,
that so
brushing
well.
it
I hit that, yeah, I did, but I wasn't like out of control alcoholic.
Just
I mean,
enjoying the movie.
I'm just enjoying. Like me and the man, they were like, life is good. On my songs on the radio, number 3. Let's pop a bottle. We're getting up at 12 o'clock. Pop a bottle. Big up my fiance, but girls are around in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Forget health, it don't matter.
One question.
yeah, we was just going mad.
Just
Yeah,
drinking
hold on.
champagne
For you
in the
two.
morning.
You man ever like you and the man ever argue about like see like obviously when you're going to shopping malls and that and now there's all these things rushing the door. As you've got to be half professional, but as you're thinking raw.
I can chop these.
This thing,
Yeah.
No, but you know what it was?
But then, man, you got the first chop on that for.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're young, coming up now.
Yeah, but
So
remember
what-
as well, what you got to remember, I'll just say this, is a lot of my fans were quite younger than us. At the start, remember? Because a lot of the girls were like
Yeah, be
14,
careful. Don't
15.
get yourself cancelled.
No,
on
but
this.
Until I got-
it was-
Ranged, yeah,
it was-
ranged.
It was a big range.
All right, let's take it away.
100% there was big 40-year-old women there as well. Me don't lie to us.
Let's take it away from the malls then, innit? Clubbing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We
Nah,
got some
it's
mad
ID
stories.
thing, innit? Nah, it's
ID.
official, bro.
Never got ID.
No, but
No,
you go
you
through the- go through
you
the
man
back.
didn't, but
The
the
entrance
girls
was the
have
exit.
been ID.
girls-
they've been-
So
they've
now
been
it's
cleared.
official, then it's
You got
clear, that's
clearance.
it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what?
I know bare mad stories that we could tell, but we're both about to get married. So if I get...
Oh,
No, man
man.
can tell the thing, you know.
Yeah, I'm all ears.
You know
I'm all
what?
ears. I'm all ears.
Come closer,
Let's go,
man.
bro.
the honest is that's better now.
Let's
You've
go.
lived the
Pull
movie.
the chair over.
You've lived the movie. It's time to settle down.
See, Fred's like, I was about to say, Fred likes going to Newcastle and chopping as well.
You know what this
But-
man's thing is? These man, especially him, he wants to live this lifestyle and then get married, bro. And say he did
No,
it.
but that's
You know
the
them
best
ones?
way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I got it all out early. Now I'm
You're ready.
comfortably
Yeah, you're ready to-
comfortably ready to get married. 100%. Like I look at some of the girls that man must have got with back then and thought, like now it's like I'm calm. Like, I've done that.
Having
And you
like
said as well,
crisis.
they have to be easy as well because of the sun and all that. Because you don't want to remember when Ashley Cole got caught chopping that dead thing and that. You don't want to get caught doing things like that.
You know what? Someone's always said it's got to be worth it. If you're gonna cheat on the missus, it has to be worth it who you're cheating on.
But at that time, we were single.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we wanted to stay single.
Yeah,
That's like no one's looking to get
That's
married.
it, though.
It wasn't like a. It was too. No, okay, I wouldn't say stay single, but I'll say it was more of a situation that the lifestyle was so fast paced that you wouldn't have time to really like. Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, it was like we're going to one city and then man are just moving mad. Like, but it's just it got to such a normal point. It was just girls back, have fun, and then wake up, go to the next city, and then repeat.
Yeah.
So sorry, just before we get into some stories, so how does your missus now? Does she like it when you talk about stories? Like,
If you don't, we don't do it.
No. She's calm. Bro, my missus is the most comfortable. She's chilled.
yeah,
Yeah.
Fine, man.
But yeah, that obviously she knows that was the past. She met me after that, so. Yeah.
You know the thing is as well, for her it's more comforting because she knows you've had your mad. You ain't having no midlife crisis trying to go back and do mad shit.
Exactly.
You're
She
done
knows
with it.
that.
You've enjoyed
But
it.
you obviously, you know, when you see the scene today and you see how many artists are getting caught up in this whole drama with, you know,
This
like
girl and
this girl, that girl, or whatever it could be, and it's like my word against your word.
Yeah,
At
Yeah,
that
all
time,
that stuff's a mazza.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
Dangerous.
at the era when you go for everything, you don't have all that sort of the most you probably got was somebody doing a story on him.
Yeah, and that was I only
yeah.
probably had like 4 stories, and I've been around the country going mad. Do you know what I'm saying? 4 stories in.
Yeah, it just defines your character though.
Yeah.
Because you weren't up to no fuckeries. You just wanted the beat, the chop, and enjoy your
Bro,
life.
I was literally just
That's it.
enjoying life. I remember they tried to paint me as like a love rap one time. Remember?
No, you know what? Yeah, I was certain time, yeah. It might be like, right, you need to leave, right?
To the
It's
girls.
like, yeah.
You didn't take their phones off them.
No. You need to
Oh,
go.
you
innit?
man, I
Yeah,
know.
but
Did we
what
do the
we'll
phone take off?
We'll make the tour manager take them home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
To make sure
So I'll say no. Yo, my man, take her back, car. We want to make sure that everything's smooth. Nothing's
Yeah,
come
no
back.
hiccups,
Do
no
you know what I mean? So that
nonsense.
was me just looking out for my brethren and everybody else knowing
Makes
that
sense,
okay,
man.
look, if the girls get home okay, then everybody else is okay
Yeah,
as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And that was
people
important.
seeing, people seeing somebody.
Of
leave
course,
from a
that's
certain
important
team.
though, because obviously the way when you lot like obviously when you're in the public eye basically, so girls tend to make up stories for a paycheck or for whatever reason they do it for,
they want.
and they can ruin man's career, bro.
Yeah. But if they did piss man off, they'll get the bus though. Like, straight 279.
Yeah, that's
and
mad though.
The
Yeah,
mad thing is, remember I sent that in the other day into this chat about what girls are saying about this and that. Is that about Blueface?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Blueface has
was
got.
a
Have you seen
funny
what he's on
one.
at the minute?
He's got like bare girls
In bunk beds and that.
This
Oh,
guy has
crazy.
been mad, but people are trying to say
It's for a
that
show.
he's
I
taking
think.
advantage of them because they're getting
okay.
Blueface tattooed on them and that.
For real.
And they're trying to say if he's doing that in front of people, like he's making them get tattooed. He's not making no girl get a tattoo. This girl wants to do it because he's in
Yeah,
public eye. That's
So
the
you're
whole point.
saying you make sure they get home so that there's no space for any of that to happen.
yeah.
My man's directly doing everything where them stories can
Blueface,
can come
But
out.
I think in America it's a bit different. Them not moving a bit.
Yeah, them man
different.
because everyone can get sued over.
Yeah, exactly. But in England, like I would always make sure that I was a gentleman with whatever girls I'm with, and I just made sure that they were treated right because you don't want them stories coming out. I know certain artists that just move mad with the girls, and they.
What's their names?
I know you're saying some of them have had some madnesses with the police involved and all that. Bro.
that's mad.
We never
That's
had that
headache,
touch
man.
wood, you know what I'm saying? So
I got to ask you as well while we're talking about bad bees. You went on tour respectfully, bad bee. Is it Cascade or Cascada?
Cascada, yeah. Oh yeah, right.
The baddest bee ever. One of my favorite artists ever. Bro. What is she like? I need to know, bro. Because she's German as well.
She's
isn't
German, yeah. Or is she German or Swedish? One of them. It's just
it? Swedish? German?
Yeah. She's cool, man. She's super cool, bro. For her to let me on that tour was mad. That was my first tour.
I feel like that's a different type of fan. That's a
different.
uns,
Yeah, it was
fan.
all that, bro, and that was different for me. But you know what? That's what I
It is,
thought
it is, that's what it is,
That's
bro.
what our music was. It's that EDM kind
That
of
European techno.
music. When
different.
So when I got accepted to go on the tour, I was like, bro, this is mad. Like, they're not gonna love me. Like, they're not gonna love my music. But they knew every word to them
Listen,
songs.
I remember going to Ireland for a family function and they was banging out Ironic and Cascade and it was a Voltage.
Oh yeah, that every time we touch,
Like
remix,
man was
yeah.
like,
That's a mad thing.
bro, like everyone they like in Ireland. That's why I said north of England.
Yeah.
In Ireland and all that, they love them type of things, bro.
Yeah.
What was it?
That was a mad tour, bro.
So you just got the reception was wicked
Reception
there.
was mad, bro. That's what kind of opened my eyes to touring anyway. and like being all over the country. You know what I'm saying? But she was really cool, made us feel comfortable the whole time, and yeah, that was a fun time, man. Those are some of my funnest times. To be fair,
That's
that
mad.
tour. Yeah.
Because you could ask that question, bro. What was one? Because sometimes when we do a random, sorry, this is not even on topic.
Yeah.
We do random questions, innit? It's just some stupid question. What was the one where? How far have you travelled for a beat?
Oh
Yeah.
Bro,
Where's the furthest you got the
I'll
beat
say this,
from?
yeah. At the time when I was signed to Warner, they would let me just order Addison Lee's in it, wherever I want to. I said, okay. I ordered the Addison Lee to Liverpool, yeah? Yeah, and back. It cost about £800. Because I didn't drive. I only started driving a few years ago.
But did they let you do that, or you had to?
I had to
reimburse
recoup. Yeah, I
that?
had to pay. I didn't know at the time. I had to pay for that after, bro.
So you thought it was a free ride?
Yeah, I thought I'm just taking advantage of these Addison Lees at that point.
So what? Did they just slap you with the bill then, or?
Well, when I leave them, they're like, "Oh, by the way, you owe us 50 grand still," and that Addison Lee is there on the list.
That's what I wanted to talk about label wise. What would you prefer if you could go back? Is it indie?
I like the creative process of just being independent. Like you can just make whatever you want.
But I feel like a lot of people, they fuck up label situation. I feel like yours went quite well.
It did until they asked me to make
Pay everything back.
No, not that, because we was
20
doing
bags in Addison Lee's.
we was doing well with making money, so it was fine. They didn't ask that until I left. Then they were like, "Oh, by the way, you owe us some money," so I was cool. But they kept asking me to make songs like "Drinking from the Bottle," like Tiny Temper, and all these house tunes, and I was like, I can't make that.
Swedish
House
thing.
Obviously, that was myself. I think looking back now, being a bit ignorant to that style of music, I probably would try and experiment with that now. But at that point, I was like I said from the start, I don't want to be like everyone else. Just because Tiny Temper's doing that and succeeding, I don't want to do that. Like, don't try and make me like you lot sign me for me. Don't make me try and do it. Yeah, be Tiny Temper. Like, he's him
as well. See that whole era. There's you, Tiny. I'd say Tinchy, Dappy. Why do you think it kind of slowed down in the sense of charting and connecting as much as it was? It was humongous. I don't think people realize how huge all that era was.
Yeah, it was big.
But why do you think it kind of slowed down a little bit? And people had to kind of try to reinvent themselves. And
I think that all moments only happen for a few years. You know what I mean? We're never going to be the biggest artists for 10, 15 years.
otherwise, you're just gonna
That wouldn't happen. Like that, only Drake I can think of, or do you know what I'm saying, or someone like
Even
that.
Drake now and again has to start rapping in Spanish or
Start doing
shit
some
to
next
get your
things.
attention.
Yeah.
Bruv.
But we, like, there's a whole new generation now. There's going to be a next new generation in 5 years. There's, Jay Huss had his moment. Stormzy had his moment. Like, everyone has their moments. You know what I mean? I never thought that we was going to be the biggest for the rest of the time. We were opening doors for whoever's next, bro.
See, that's what I feel about other artists as well. I think certain man honestly thought it was forever.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of went a bit.
If you think like that,
The fall wasn't gracefully for certain man. I don't feel like it
you
wasn't
think like that, yeah.
But I think honestly, it can happen. It's all about evolution, right? So it's about how you can reinvent yourself.
Fact,
You know how you can. If you're, you can be somebody. Like what Ronik was saying earlier in the interview. He was saying that he listens to music like the way people follow the football, right?
Yeah.
So when you're a student, you're always checking, right? You're always going to be listening. You're always going to know what's current because you just love music, right?
Yeah.
And
Music does generally.
Yeah.
Like you had your grime,
Yeah.
then your drill and stuff like that. It evolves and moves on.
I was gonna bring
and
up
you got to
about
keep
this
your
as well.
ear to the scene.
But you're right.
Yeah.
I will probably myself. I will always be relevant in one way or another. Like whether it's production or behind the scenes. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes as an A&R, things like that. I'll always be in the game.
The sunglasses.
The sunglasses. But what
I've never seen
got
such a brand make so much sense.
Yeah.
bruv.
But what you're saying is
Big
the
up the icon.
icons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your own brand,
I've
innit?
got my
You do
own
your
brand. We'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah?
But what you're saying is the chart success, the height of success that we had.
And would you ever sit in there thinking, why is this not connecting the way it was before?
No, never. I can't think like that, man. Because even when I was made Stay With Me, I didn't think I need this to connect to hundreds of millions of people. I just made it. So I have to carry on doing that. The only other time that I'd say that where it was a proper thought of process was the Tiny Dancer record, and that was the label involved. But apart from that, I've always just made music because I like this tune, innit? If people love it, then they do.
What about if you go to a video or something, you don't like the direction of the video? Do you have say over it when it's at a big...
Yeah.
Time of production.
Yeah, 100%. But that doesn't really happen
Because there was one video I was watching the other day and I thought,
my one.
Yeah, they made you look like one of them R&B. You know them R&B man, they're side men, you know.
Which video?
Because all their songs are about nicking your girl.
Yeah.
And there's one video, is it Fall in Love or something?
Oh yeah, the American.
The whole
thing.
video is this guy's arguing with his girl, and every time it shots off, Ironic's in the back like that. It's waiting. He argues again. The man's in the back like that. Oh, like, they made you look like this
R&B.
And the man swooped in, and there's every R&B song back in the day is either about cocaine or stealing your girl.
Yeah, literally.
Every song, bro.
Yeah, that
Do you feel like, Stay With Me? Do you feel like it just blew too big for your first record?
Not really. I didn't feel like that because I'd done so much before that. So
And So Nice was huge. As
so
well.
nice. Yeah, I had quite. It was. I feel like my journey was like this. It wasn't really like straight up to the top. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't ever feel like that.
That's what it is as well. Even when I'm doing research, it kind of, the way it's even set out, that's why I wanted to talk about the being 13 and DJ and that. Because people kind of make it look like it's just a rocket upwards.
Just straight to the hits and that.
Yeah, it's like we just went from you being 19 to Stay With Me.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, I don't want to, that's what I said to you, I don't want to make it sound like it's 20 minutes.
No,
It's
exactly.
fucking long,
A lot
like.
of people don't know that we've put in work, man, for years.
You got any advice for any artist that is looking to get a major? Because majors are not for everybody.
Yeah, it's true. I would say just
What to expect.
What to expect. I think always check your contract because that's what a lot of people forget to do. Even myself, I actually didn't even look at my contract till a few years ago.
That's crazy.
My mum was obviously in charge, but I wish that I knew enough to look at it. Just do your research, look into things like that. There's even like templates of contracts online, so you can just look at them and learn a bit about it. You know what I'm saying? Get a good music lawyer if you're about to get signed. That's very important. Preferably not one that the label would recommend because that's more
on the in-house ones.
Them in-house ones.
Young Money Birdman.
Yeah,
stuff,
that was
bro.
it.
Yeah.
And always remember the small print is the biggest letters.
Yeah.
That's a gem there. You know them gems.
That's come out big later, innit?
Why do you feel like artists say like yourself, not yourself, but as in the people that have done it from then and done it, they're not giving? Do you feel like they're giving out the right information for the new gen that are coming up? Like, do you feel like you lot can give a bit more
Yeah,
information
you're
about?
like OG status, especially
you
when
lot
it comes to
broke,
labels.
let's be
Yeah,
honest, you
yeah.
lot broke doors open,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah.
So it's from you lot how the scene is
youngest.
evolved.
I don't know about anyone else, but I tried to, bro. And if I'm honest, I think word spreads in the industry. Like, I spent a lot of my money that I got in advances, which then led on to Tiny Temper getting a big check and then knowing what to do with his money. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
So it kind of
learn off
trickles
each other,
down. Yeah,
innit?
we're learning from each other. And then Stormzy knew how to then turn the millions into, you know what I'm saying, into something
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
I think we all just trickled down into each other, if I'm honest. But I do try and give that advice if I can, but I don't want to be a preacher as well. You know, I don't want.
Yeah, but you've been there and done it, innit?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a preacher, they can get a dead contract, isn't it? It's one or the other. So it's about
That's
if you're willing
important.
to listen. Do you know what I mean?
And it is important because we could talk about the highs, but there's also the lows in it, like the
100%,
bad
man.
parts of the industry. Or
I feel like
things
that with you is so much. I keep saying it, clean cut. I feel like that in some way, when we were younger, man didn't even look at man like man was human. All you saw was So Nice, Stay With Me, girls, and like
the
some of the
highs.
pop type shit.
you lot was the.
Is there any
To
parts
us, you
where
were famous, bro.
Well, there
You
was
lot were
obviously
famous,
I don't like bringing it up too much because we spoke about it better times, but the stabbing, that was probably the part
I
where.
had that written down? I thought this ain't going that way. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
but because obviously, but you need to mention the lows, but when things can get like that and kind of dark, and you know what I mean. So there's that side of things. So I've been through certain things in the industry which have kind of made me say like, why am I doing this for? I mean, it shouldn't be going that way. I'm just trying to make music, so it can get like that as well, man. So
I think what's mad as well. Like, I don't want to go a lot on the stabbing situation, but it's like you weren't about that life really.
Yeah,
You
whoever done
weren't
that took liberties.
Yeah, you weren't promoting that life. You weren't rapping that life.
Yeah.
You were literally doing your thing with the girls,
facts, yeah,
and man were just scheming on you, bro.
yeah, literally.
Do you
yeah.
feel like your ends got any jealousy? Do you feel like you got any jealousy from your ends?
in North?
Yeah, from your success that you was getting.
Not really, you know. Like we would go to some of the like maddest dances in North London, and it was always love. Really,
Yeah.
like some of the baddest raves in North London, and people still still showed love,
That's
man.
cool,
So
so-
yeah, it was never really a hate thing we've got in North. Even now when I'm out and about, it's love, man.
It's love
So,
still.
yeah.
Because there is a lot of jealousy now.
100%.
And it is what it is. But at the end of the day, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't.
It
be
shouldn't
that
be,
way, man.
especially with what I was doing. Like you said, I was just making my rhythms and going on with it. But there's a lot of jealousy, especially when you're making songs for girls, getting all the
Yeah.
girls. And, you know what I'm saying? Man, they might look
Man,
at
the
that.
girls
fair.
playing a tune.
You know
You know what I'm saying? Man, they might look at
Imagine you had a table and a rave and them two turned up. You'd be like, fuck this, bro.
yeah, this guy.
Yeah, us man would be on the other table. Like, what's this?
Yeah, that's mad.
So it gets peak, man.
But usually, even if it was at another table and there's random there's so much going on. Be like, yo, get my man a bottle.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everyone,
It's
it's like
love.
a good
It's
time.
just wanna have
It
a
was just
good
literally
time,
everything's lit. It was always vibes.
No ego.
It was always,
thing.
yeah, it was never really an ego thing, man. Like, the ego.
Plus, he was paying.
Yeah.
You know what? To be fair, right? Yeah.
Free the realness.
No, you have to do this, bro. You're fucking pals from the manor, bro.
How real should I free it though?
I don't know what you're
Bro,
gonna say. So.
Free it, bro. Free it. Just lay it out, man.
I could say in about a year, you probably spent about 200K on tables.
Nice.
You know what you got to think as well. What are you talking about then?
Yeah.
Them
Just
times.
in,
That's
Look at him getting excited with it.
no. I'm saying from
yeah.
About kids buy houses, innit?
My house. Yeah.
I regret that, bro. The amount I spent money on, you know, I spent a lot of money on as well. Like, pick up my fiance, obviously, but like hotels, because I didn't have my own house. I could have just bought my own house, but I was paying for hotels every night. 20 grand on a hotel for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Mayfair Hotel, like just for girls that come
Like
around.
Richie
and-
Rich.
That is
I was
You know
living
what,
mad.
do you really want to be taking things? To
So
your
what
house?
was your
Huh?
mum still
Do you want to
managing?
take
Yeah,
things to
what's
your
your,
house? You're gonna get
what's your mum saying when she's seeing the bank statements here?
Bro, I remember 2 times. One time,
She's definitely saying you as well. Yeah, I know you're involved.
You know what? Like, actually, I was a good influence.
yeah, he was.
Yeah. More so just to like, you know, was going places. I was kind of a bit more vigilant on people's behavior and watching how people moved around.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, because I come from that kind of background.
Yeah.
We went to the same school, Holloway, so he kind of explained how that was. But connecting in there with me and him, you know, actually, it was quite funny because remember
Oh, what? How we met?
how we met?
Oh, at
Yeah.
school, Oh, we didn't like each other at first, man.
Yeah.
That one of them stories.
Yeah. So someone called me to be like, oh, yo, come talk to my man. And then I went to go talk to him. And then it was just like, my man's cool though.
so
like,
it's
to
just-
that, yeah.
That happens a lot though. That's all just like misinformed information.
Yeah,
You hear
yeah.
sort of thing. Hearsay, she say.
But
But
then
then you chat to man.
it went further for me because, you know, his mum, who's the manager as well, opened up her doors to me. She was like, Miles, come off the road, come in the house, record. Like, I'd rather you be here and do music with us than be out on the streets. Do you get what I mean? And she showed that love to me. She showed it to numerous other people as well. Do you
Yeah,
get
big
what I
up
mean?
Mumsy.
Big up Mumsy.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of the people of that time is now doing life or they've got mad birds and it just...
It could have gone a lot different.
It could have gone a lot different. Do you
Yeah,
get what I mean? So
sure.
there's always going to be an
But
appreciation.
Mumsy just
there
played a
as
big
well.
part in keeping
Yeah.
the man on the right path.
Big up Mumsy. Like I said
I
at
feel
the
like you
start.
swerved. What man said? What was the reaction when your mum see the bank
Oh,
statement?
no. There's been 2 different reactions. There's been 2 different reactions from Mumsy, yeah. There's one time when she looked at my bank statement and it was mad. The money was mad. She was thinking...
Oh, that's
I've never
coming
seen-
in.
Yeah, she was like, I've never seen... Like, she was crying. She was like, I've never seen money like this before. I was like, what? What do you mean? I'm just going to spend it now. What? I'm kind of buy bottles. And then the second time was like, James, like, you're spending too much money. Like, you're going a bit mad. Don't forget you got taxes and all this stuff that I was oblivious to when I was young. I'm just splashing.
Obviously, you man is young.
I'm
man.
not caring about all
We
that.
don't even talk taxes either, bruv.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So-
the last
We're
thing.
looking at,
Yeah.
He's 19.
Yeah.
I'm like 20, 21.
200 bags at 19.
And
I
then,
don't even think I'd be
we're,
it.
like, we're
Mad.
buying like we're going jewelry stores and just like
I remember one time we went to a jewelry store in Tenerife. Or I don't know if he was there.
How am I going on holiday and saying let's go jewelry store?
No, because that's how mad my brain works.
Yo.
Different
You man was definitely going on holiday,
Yeah.
taking no clothes with you and
Yeah,
shopping
buy
at the
it.
holiday.
Yeah.
100%.
But you see me, I'm like,
100%.
I'm spontaneous. Even just now, we was somewhere just now. I said, let me buy something. Just now. I'm random.
You know
like
what though?
that.
I would have never have like you spent what you made, you enjoyed life,
I did, yeah.
but
I
it
love
never ever come across in a
mad way,
yeah. With I
Yeah,
never thought
I mean,
we'd do
look,
that.
I'm not saying it's super bad, but obviously I could have managed my funds a bit better at that point. But then again, like I had so much memories doing all these things, I wouldn't change it for the world. There's a few things I wish I'd done instead, but apart from that, you can't change anything, man. It's done, innit? But yeah, I remember being in Tenerife and going to this jewelry store and thinking, yo, that ring looks mad. Like, I'm buying it, like, just say $6,000 ring, yeah?
But at that time, $6,000 was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mad, bro.
And then about a week later, I woke up in my hotel room in somewhere in England, and I was like, "Where's my ring, man? I just lost it." I was like, "Buy another one." But things like that, I was just stupid with money, bro.
You're working
and
hard.
then you go and buy a next ring the next week, on the day after. Like I remember, I had this, I had a chain, pure diamond VVS chain around, and I had like about 4 or 5 rings and like 5 chaps.
Mr. T.
I was kind no, but it was for different. Like I might wear one in the
Yeah,
daytime,
yeah.
then I might wear one in the evening,
Yeah.
and then like when it gets a bit boring, then I feel like I need to get a next
Flossing,
one. So it's like, but I wasn't looking at it as flossing. It was just
It
more
was just
like
life at the.
it was just life at that time.
I think it's like back then, like the money you lot were getting, you didn't know how to handle money. You didn't know what to spend
Was
money
this?
on.
Was it? There wasn't
could only
streaming.
see-
Was it hard copies sometimes?
It was iTunes, so you could buy it on iTunes, but a lot of it was hard. Like a lot of my songs sold a lot of CDs as well.
So that's even more
Harder
of a testament
to
to man's
sell, yeah.
success. It's harder to sell. that.
HMV selling them out and that, but yeah. And then even now, though, the streaming numbers, like Stay With Me's done like 30 million streams on Spotify.
hell.
It's all mad that it's still going like that.
Yeah,
Let me
to still
finish.
go over.
That same thing, as he said, he lost his. I left mine on the train.
Hold on, what are you doing catching a train? He's getting £800 taxi.
I'm getting the Addison.
He's on the train.
Hey, I ain't the celebrity. Let's keep the thing at 100. Get me? But I don't mind getting. I was first class though. At least.
Someone hit the lick on that train though.
Yeah, it was like actually I was in uni in Doncaster,
Okay.
so I was doing my studies as well, right? So when I was coming back to London, like I had it in the bag and it was there.
Oh, you just left
And then I was like, okay, cool. The train stopped, jumped off, walked. I didn't even reach the barriers. I was like, shit, my bag. When I got back,
I would have called the
God.
train.
the whole thing was gone.
That's
Red
not.
button,
no
and red button.
Yeah, I'm banging up
No one-
Everything. I remember one time we did a trip here. It was in central London, and then we jumped in a black taxi. He dropped me to my mum's in Enfield, then still stayed in a black cab right to Essex.
Oh yeah, wow.
You might as well
guy
just
was
a
hitting
plane or
every
something.
long route, every red light, slowing down.
That guy was happy, you know. He was making conversation. That's what you guys do for a living.
See when it's green for time, he starts slowing down. He wants to hit that red light.
Do you know what it is?
Brilliant.
I don't think I respected money at that
Nah,
point.
no chance. You couldn't.
I couldn't.
No way, man.
Because I thought it wasn't gonna run out at that point.
Yeah.
But then like, now I'm
and
older.
You know what? It's different because you're not really. You are working for it, but you're not working for it as a grapher.
You're not doing something you don't
Yeah,
want to do.
I've just been
I'll
given
tell
a
you
load of
what,
money
if
from
you
a
was
label.
working on a building site,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be spending
Of course,
pennies like that.
of course.
Yeah, if you went from a building,
I'll be
site to
honest,
that-
I work in a building site, and the money I do in this pub downstairs is insane. I don't know about that.
Yeah. But you know what as well? I didn't have responsibilities as well.
Yeah, he's never had to do that ham sandwiches for a week afterwards.
Exactly.
Mayonnaise sandwiches for a whole week. I've got friends in the pub and that.
Nah, I just don't think I respected money, man. Until like now, I wouldn't even get an Uber round the corner. Like I would think, I don't want to spend that now.
same
No,
thing,
yeah.
The money management was definitely poor at that time.
Yeah.
But you know,
But the money
those-
was rich.
Yeah, the money was yeah.
Bag
And
was
then-
heavy.
yeah. And it was like when we was going on tour, right? You know, everybody like in the label, or you know, his mum was the manager, and everyone was like, Miles, we need you to like handle the cash and stuff. And you know, after the shows, after I have to go speak to the promoters and make sure everything's correct and everything was right. There was no undercutting or whatnot, and then that's before we went on the set. That's what I had to kind of do. And then after
So
that,
you weren't just that brethren. You had your role.
Yeah, you had response. Like you.
I feel like when we was talking about the Newcastle film, we kind of brushed you like you was just that guy. You was your brethren.
it
you was doing your
wasn't-
you was doing your
it wasn't
part.
Like, it wasn't like I was just like tagging along.
No, you was
and-
playing your part.
and that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of thing. It
None of
wasn't-
my
it was-
friends have been like that.
No,
We're
no.
like a circle. Like even when I talk about what I've done, I always say we because it's been me and my team. Do you know what I'm saying? Me and my best friends. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? The money thing is mad because the amount of money people are making now in the scene is like it's way more than what I was.
Yeah,
making.
do you feel like you missed out, bro?
It's like footballers, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
best times.
The old
So,
footballers sort of
they weren't
missed
making the
out
piece
on
that they're
Man's
making
getting
now.
15 quid a week.
Yeah.
No, real life.
But then again, it's like if you can do it with the boxing thing, like with Mike Tyson,
Yeah.
he was still earning 30 mil.
Yeah.
But back then,
It was still a lot of money,
but if he was in now, he'd be doing 100 mil easily.
yeah, if I was coming out now with the same hype, I would have been getting. You know, you hear about artists getting £1 million deals. Now.
Gone.
I would have been getting
Yeah.
something like that.
You would have been doing the
What?
Crystal. Was it Alexandra Palace?
What's,
Yeah.
what's the
Easy.
most you spent in one night?
The most I've spent in one night. Do you know what? I weren't really on spending too much like out and about.
Could have fooled me, man.
No, but I'm just more spontaneous. So like, if I was just out and saw the ring and the jewelry
Yeah, if you
shop
want it, you
or-
got it. You
Yeah,
got
if
it.
I want it, I wanted to just feel that I can buy it.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean? I wouldn't forcefully buy something though. Like, I wouldn't force it.
I think
No
that's a
one's putting
perfect
that lost
segue though
property.
into the ventures that you are doing now.
Yeah, yeah.
To be able to say all that, but you got a lot going on at the moment, though. as well.
Probably the most that I've ever took on at the moment, man. Just because like I said, like I'm always just trying to think of what I can do next. You know, we took it to that level. We've done the charts, sold over millions of records. I'm like, you know, I never thought I could do any of that stuff. So I'm like, what else can I do next, man? I still love music, so I'll still always make music, put out songs here. Until people tell me don't make music, I will keep doing it. And until I sound washed, but I don't sound washed yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sounding cold. So music, and then I've just become A&R manager at a publishing company called Cream Collective. And then I got my sunglasses company, Icon by IRONIK. Check them out on the website. We're about to launch a new collection. About to open my new studios, Icon Studios.
I see that it looks clean in there. Bro.
Yeah, it's looking sick, bro. Wait till it's launched. I got my reactions on YouTube that I'm doing, on my own podcast that I'm doing, all these type of things, man. I'm just trying to venture a bit more. And
What come about with that reactions? What made you want to do the reaction videos?
the reactions, you know what it is? Like I said, I talk about music like football. Like me and my friends can debate about.
Analyzing it.
Yeah, and we debate. Like I love debates about music, especially like UK music. Who's my top 5? Who's their top 5? Who I think's the coldest? Because some of my takes are wild.
That's not
People
us,
think-
Daniel, who's top 5.
What UK? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about
We'll talk about that.
He's not
Alright.
in the combo.
But I always go crazy with my friends. So my friend was like, yo, why don't you do some YouTube reactions? I didn't really know what they were, so I checked them out. I was like, I don't know, because like you said before, like I'm very laid back and quite behind the scenes. I don't really give too much on my personality. So I was like, I'm not too sure. And then I did one. I can't remember what my first one was, but the views were just going mad. Everyone was like, yo, IRONIK, legend. Like, we'd love to hear your
I
opinion.
like them.
You
They've
got
got
a
a
good-
different. They've
you
got a
got a good
different
reaction
feel
from
about them,
them.
man.
Yeah, it's been like, they've got like 90,000 views altogether.
Usually it's like Americans listening to UK
Yeah,
drill.
yeah,
and they don't know what they're
I don't know
talking
what the
about.
fuck is this, but with you, it's like someone who's been there, done it, done
Yeah.
the top, is talking about. It's all
And
news and
understands
stuff,
the
you know?
scene as
Yeah.
well, like-
I'm trying to like incorporate some stories and try and make it different to how other people doing it. But I was very skeptical about doing it at first, man, because it's like I don't love giving off too much to people.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm an artist. Should I be on YouTube doing the YouTube thing? Do you know what I'm saying? But it works.
I think that's
It's
what I was
like
talking about earlier. I think that's the adapting and changing, and that's what you have to do.
going in that lane, innit? Yeah.
Everybody
That's what I
has
was
to
gonna
do.
bring up. But that's mad that when you were saying about it, it's like the football thing.
Yeah.
You're so in touch with like every young artist now.
Yeah.
But another mad thing about that is most of them young artists were at the age now.
Yeah.
They're at an age where they was pumping you
Yeah.
back when they was.
And
young.
a lot of them show it, man. When I meet them, like a lot of the younger generation, they show love, man. Probably more than most people. Stormzy, when I first met him, Jay Haas, like, it was nothing but
With
love.
the Bluetooth era, bro.
Yeah.
We probably stole a lot of your songs. On my but we fucked with it,
Yeah,
though.
mad.
But
We weren't paying for it, but we fucked with it.
But do you know what it is for me as well? I've always loved like up and coming artists. Like for me, it's just about the music. If I hear someone that's dope, like I'm the biggest fan in the world. Like I was the first, to tell the label about Wiley's single Rolex and about the chip thing on Tiny Dancer and just certain artists. I've always kind of kept my ear to the streets and let the labels know who's popping. And
So what do you, now you're doing A&R yourself, what do you listen for in an artist to go, right, that's where it's at?
it's a bit hard now because sometimes sometimes I want to look for like a new Jay Huss or a new Stormzy, but then you got like hundreds of artists doing the same thing. So it's like, what am I actually looking for here? But I think it's just an artist just making a banger at the moment, man. Just artists that are putting out good music, man. Like I recently come across an artist called Wizzy. He's got like 200,000 views on his YouTube channel on his video, but come across it, I was like, this is cold. Started promoting it, and I jumped on the remix, and we just put out the video now. So just little things like that, man. If an artist is cold, I'll just check for him. So
Yeah, sick.
yeah.
Who's your top then at the moment?
Jeez, what at the moment though?
At
Or
the
all
moment.
time? Okay, at the moment.
Okay, let's go with at the moment and all time then.
Okay, what top 5? Yeah,
Just UK.
just UK. Yeah, top
So-
5
so
in the
you
moment.
can't
At the
say
moment.
Factory.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I'll have to put J Huss in there. Yeah, and we could say he's at the moment, innit?
Yeah,
yeah,
100% because
Alright.
it's in mine. And this
Last
man
album
tried-
come out in
tried
like
clout
last
me
January.
before,
Yeah,
bro.
he's definitely
Yeah. J Huss. It's hard on the spot though, innit? I'd have to put. Well, who am I checking for at the moment? Top 5.
Gets his most recent project is.
Yeah, but he's a legend. He's not really
Oh, you
now.
Oh, you talking about now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
that now.
J Huss.
Lyrics.
I'd have to put Stormzy in there, of course. I'd have to put Abracadabra. I really love, man.
bro,
At the
bro,
moment,
bro.
Abra's
His
killing
thing
it.
is mad.
There's a couple others. My brain's gone mad.
I think if you're talking brand new watching that, I think you got to say Central C.
Oh, Central C is cold as well. I don't know if he'd be in my top 5, but he's very cold. Yeah, he's very cold.
Digger.
No, he wouldn't be in my top 5, but he's sick as well. Like I just love if they
Fredo.
no
Fucking
pot of paper though I'm gonna put in there.
Potter is
Potter,
definitely
yeah,
in
sick.
there. 100%.
Pot of paper I have to put in there. And there's one more. I'm just gonna say Avellino because lyrics wise he's very cold as well.
Is that Avellino the guy?
With Wretch.
Wretch
Oh,
and stuff.
oh, he's cold.
He's
yeah,
got
yeah,
vibe
cold
tunes,
still.
I'll be real as well. I've
He's
got.
cold
I
still.
keep watching. They've not done anything wrong. That is not fire. NSG.
They're very cold. Yeah,
They've
yeah,
not
yeah.
done
It's true. As a
anything
group, they put in
That is
bangers.
not that top tier stuff
Yeah,
to me right
yeah,
there,
yeah.
bruv.
Of all time, I'd have to say my top 5 will be like Wiley will be in there. Chip will be in there for me.
But Chip has to be in everyone.
Chip has to be there.
Be in
Not in mine.
everyone.
Not in mine.
Fire, bro, I'm telling
All
you.
right, Wiley, Chip, and then like Scorcher's one of my favorite of all time as
What
well.
about the old school hip hop ones?
Like who?
I don't know. I was.
Yeah, you said UK.
Yeah, there's
Oh, like
fucking
Skinny Man.
Mud Fam and fucking.
No, because I didn't really grow up on them too much. I know them, but like my era is really just from like Wiley and
You're just saying
Dizzy.
your pals. You hang about with all them people.
Nah, I know, but bro, like some of these, Skepta, we can't forget.
Skepta,
for me, one of the best MCs
Even producer,
of all time.
all-round artist.
Production, yeah. And then one more. Who's I'm gonna have to say like Gets probably. Yeah, Gets will have to be
So
there.
what's
yeah.
your city list? You gonna say? Because we have this argument all the time. So.
No.
I'm intrigued, man. What is it?
Sure. Who I listen to
Digga
every
D.
day? No, I don't even listen to Digga D still.
I like him because he's as young.
It's definitely Fredo.
Yeah.
Fredo definitely.
Top 5.
Top,
Of all
in my
time?
top
Of all
five.
time or
In
not?
my top 5.
Of all time?
Of recent people. Of recent who
Okay.
I listen to. Bruv, you're forgetting back in the day.
Just
I
do all
weren't,
time
man
because
weren't into music, bruv, back then. Like, man, I didn't really. Like, when I was growing up, I just knew the bangers that were on.
Yeah.
Your tune, Roll Deep, When I'm Here,
Jeez.
stuff like that, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I was listening to. I didn't care for the backstage of it, bro.
Just
Didn't
the- just
like
the bangers,
bruv.
yeah.
Just get them on my phone,
the same
listen
with
to
me. My
them,
music
boom,
knowledge
and just
is
bop a
so-
bang.
Mm.
So yeah, it would just probably be Abra, Pot Paper, Fredo, Gigs is definitely on there.
Oh, we've got to put Gigs in
Gigs
there,
is definitely on there.
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead. Read it.
It feels like such
bruv.
blasphemy to say it,
Go
bruv.
on.
It feels so bad to say it because he is the Godfather and he's done some of the
Landlord.
baddest tunes ever. Last 4 albums have been horrendous.
Who, Gigs?
Absolutely
No,
horrendous.
no.
It feels
Wait,
like
the Landlord album was cold, man.
The Landlord was sick.
Landlord
Like
album.
Deneo is
sick.
it's not that. I
I
feel like I'm saying
on that
something
one.
really bad here, but
Speak your opinion.
Yeah, it's
honestly,
your opinion, yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll give him. Is it warm to them? I'll give him the essence.
What? Oh, the Essence cold,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he's getting.
What happened to them, yeah.
He's getting songs that they're just not hitting at the minute. For
The
me,
last project was good, man. If
man.
you
one with
checked it out.
Georgia Smith and that.
Yeah, that
That's
one
a
was good,
banger,
bro.
That's
Bruv,
a
it's
cold,
not
though.
to me, man. To my
You're
ears.
rude.
To my ears.
I don't know if
rate
it's.
that,
I don't know if
man.
it's just because I hold him to such a high.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because
yeah.
all the
I'd say
mixtapes-
Crept and Conan, my last.
They're good,
I like
yeah.
them, man.
I don't
fuck
know.
with them, man, still.
I don't know if they'd be in my top though. My top.
I think
Five.
like
They're very good.
Maybe
though.
for wordplay.
just
Yeah.
just the wordplay, the way
Wordplay's
they
good.
bounce off each other
Yeah.
and the shit. I like that, man.
You know what it is? I don't really listen to them anymore. But when they come up with the tsunamis and that,
Yeah.
every
Of
single
them
day,
times.
It's the
Playing
same
them
with
tunes back
gigs.
to
You got the
back.
mixtape era,
Era,
which
yeah.
you can't. It's like French Montana. French Montana now is horrendous. But mac and cheese and
you're right.
and Coke Wave and that, it can't be touched, bro.
Don't
That's
forget
why we love
Coke
him.
as well. K-Coke.
I think that's what as well. We're
man.
allowed to love man for stuff they did now without accepting that we and accepting that we don't really like what they're doing at the
Of course,
moment.
yeah, of course.
Definitely.
A lot of people tell me like they put a lot of people are like, oh, you need to do another song like "Stay with Me." I'm like, what? That's my old stuff. I can't.
How could you sit there and recreate
I
that?
can't do that again. Like, I'm just trying.
To get the red jacket out of the
Yeah, it's
wardrobe, sit there
like,
and that.
but I'm not trying to live in the past. Also, I'm trying to move forward.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, K-Coke as well. He's definitely got to be up there.
Yeah.
Pot of Paper for me, is probably the man of the moment right now.
yeah.
The
It's
way
just
he's
his
going.
I don't know
Work,
anyone
work.
else who don't put choruses on it, and you'll listen to the whole album. There's not
Yeah.
even a chorus on it. Man.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no structure. It reminds me of the Dream Chaser stuff, kind of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
early Dream Chaser
yeah.
stuff.
I was listening to that today.
And no
actually,
he's not going to find no features,
Features,
as well,
yeah.
or no validation of no one else.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the first
Just
ever.
him.
This is the first ever outlay ever out mixtape I did when I didn't even know what a chorus was. I'm gonna do it now, and it's gonna chart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He done
Nines
that
as well. Nines.
Big
had
up
some
Nines,
serious
he had-
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Nines, man. No,
Man, just talking about
is
retiring
cold.
that now.
I saw that. Yeah, last
Bruv,
album.
He's
Selfish.
Well, the
Mad
music.
selfish. Yeah, mad selfish.
If you had to say one thing you're the most proud of your whole career, one moment, one thing.
Oh man, that's crazy.
the Newcastle tours.
The Newcastle tours. Nah, the £800 Addison leader.
Was she worth it?
No, I can't do that. No, I'd have to say it's like being on this, probably being at the MOBO Awards for me, man. Like, that was mad.
That's when the Mobos was the Mobos as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. For me, that was like, it was that. But I remember the Mobos when seeing like Soul Solid Crew on that stage and thinking I want to be on there one day. Like for me, that was when the Mobos were the Mobos.
Yeah.
But
and then
you
being
came
on it.
runner up, innit?
I lost the
to,
best.
to Katy Perry and
No, that was
Mobos.
an MTV thing.
was that the MTV?
Yeah, I lost to
Okay.
Chipmunk, I think, which is mad because he's my friend.
How? Yeah.
For best newcomer, and then best artist, best male artist the next year. I think I lost to, can't remember, Tingy maybe. No, Tingy ain't won one.
Was you at one of them tables? Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if you watch back the performance of my mobile performance, it's on YouTube. I was 2 bottles of wine down on that performance.
It's mad because you never ever give off them vibes on any. Is he a good drunk?
I could drink.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because you got the glasses, you can't see
Yeah. Yeah, but that probably the Mobos just being on that stage after watching it growing up, and then also bringing my mum to perform at Buckingham Palace.
Oh wow! You
for
just
the
dropped
Queen.
that in there. What happened there?
They just remember that they just asked man to perform for
Who?
this.
Not Andrew.
Huh?
Huh?
no, that's not Andrew.
That's too. No one asked.
No. It was for the Queen. It was a young performance for like dance groups and artists to be involved with. And a dance group at the time called Flawless hit me up, said, "Yo, we need a backing track for this song. Could you come perform it with us?" So I just done the song. And then said to my mum, "Come." We had to rehearse in the Buckingham Palace. Like chill
mad.
there.
And what was
Perform
Flawless
there.
on Britain's Got Talent?
Who was who? on?
Flawless.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That was them.
group,
Yeah.
Fucking hell,
Big
man.
up them. So we performed
That's
that
mad.
in front of the Queen. Got to meet her after.
You got to admit,
Yeah. Old Queenie. Big up Queenie. We got a Lizzie.
that's a mad. You've had a mad career.
These men are brothers
mad.
because
Sick career
we
still.
done a podcast last week and the way man was talking about royal family on it.
Oh, they hated them.
was crazy.
no, not me.
It was
Me
crazy.
Well, because I know a lot of people that feel like
work.
that as well.
Me personally, obviously, if I was doing music or something, I got asked to perform it, it'd be like,
Would you do
at
it?
the point, I'd think it's anything. But I know once I get a bit older and that, I would realise how much of a big thing it was.
For me, it was mainly bringing my mum because
Yeah,
you know she's grown up watching the Queen and
Yeah,
she
yeah,
got to put on her dress and dress up and like she's sitting there with the Queen just there and like Ellie Goulding and then like Helen Moran just there like she was just here with royalty. It's like that's mumsy like
Yeah,
that's a proud moment for her.
Yeah, I was about
to
to
always
say, that's
remember.
probably
You know what I'm
a
saying?
Any
Like,
offers you ever had that
moment,
you declined? Like I feel like Big Brother or someone would have been on you. Some of them type of vibes.
Yeah. I've always said no to them stuff.
Did you always get them offers?
Yeah, dancing on ice.
Oh wow.
Big
gone for
brother.
that.
Would you? You'd have done that?
Yeah,
Why would you not do it though?
Nah, bro.
Because you know what it is. You seem like you're
Celebrity.
you're bare calm, bruv. Like you would do something like that. Like
Yeah.
like sort of, and you'll do
My-
it well.
my fiance
and
always says I would
think
do good.
The public will like you, bruv.
No, but you know what it is? I just want to be known for music, bro.
Fair enough.
I don't really want to be known for
Fair enough.
doing things
It's like
outside of it.
when you look at those shows, sometimes it might say, call me and be like, yo, Miles, they offer me this situation and that. And I
Fees are mad as well.
yeah, but
Jeez, what they offering?
Some of them are 100 plus, man.
Man, put
I
my
might go
name
skating
forward
for
or
that,
something, bro. Jesus.
Did you go ice skating in them satin trousers though?
I'll go jungle and eat kangaroo bollocks for that, bruv. Normal.
They got Agro Santos.
yeah, shit, yeah.
Everybody he ate the penis. I couldn't eat the penis.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Still.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm a celeb. I had a meeting with them because I wouldn't just turn down that money. I would have a meeting about it and kind of see what it's about.
You need to see what the bag's saying.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm a celeb is probably the one that I would do out of all of them. If the money was 100% right, because I've just seen the artists the musicians or celebs that have been on it, whatever, and they've came out good from it.
Do you think you could do Big Brother?
No, I wouldn't do Big
I
Brother.
don't. I reckon I'd just tell man, fuck off.
Yeah.
Who was the Aggie one on there?
Bro, if I'm all laying in bed and they're like, we need to get out of this, go away.
Yeah, it's true.
'Cause that's how I would talk to people in my house as well. Get out of my room, bro.
I think I would be calm on it, but then there might be that one person they put in it that pushes your buttons. You know what I'm saying?
And they're gonna be like, IRONIK is not the guy we thought.
Yeah.
100%.
But yeah,
always do that.
Dancing on Ice worked for me. Big Brother wouldn't be for me. None of them really. I just want to be known for the music, bro. That's it, man.
Fair enough.
Even things that I do outside of music, like outside of making music, I want it to always be attached.
It's always kind of tired, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think people get caught up though because I do it myself, but I'll be real. When I know someone is just a music, like you do music, when you're on shows like that, I'm intrigued. I want to know. I'd like to know about you. I'd like to know your personality. And that's why people watch interviews with people.
Yeah,
They like to know what you're about.
Yeah, I watch a lot as well. Yeah,
You know
you're
what I'm
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but interviews and reality shows are different. Because
Yeah,
interview,
Yeah.
you must have done hundreds of
Yeah.
press. They call it junkets. Whatever. You must have done hundreds of them. It's like a job. You got to go in there. You got to answer the same question 30 times. You know how to do it. Whereas on Big Brother, you're gonna wake up on Wednesday and there's no hiding. Just
watch
your
it,
Wednesday
funny,
face. You know what I mean? There's no hiding.
And they
It's
chop
true.
it up to squeeze it in an hour.
To make you
Yeah,
look
yeah.
mad.
You do a mad
And you've got
thing.
that guy from up north talking in the background.
Yeah,
It's
you do a
crazy,
mad
bro.
thing. They're putting that in for that hour.
Yeah.
DJ IRONIK, the movie. Who's playing you?
Jeez. That's a good question, you know.
That's what I'm here for.
Not Noel Clark.
No.
Nah, joking, I'm
Oh,
joking.
shit.
I'm joking.
Nah, it's mad because it's true.
Nah.
It's mad. That's a
I'm trying to think who can play me.
Would it be English or could it be any actor?
It'd be a bit weird if it was like I don't
American,
know, yeah,
innit? But I feel like Michael B. Jordan, but then again, like we ain't. Yeah, you got to change it to it. But who can play
Chris
me?
Brown, Chris Breezy. He's
What?
an actor.
Mine's Ray Winston.
Yeah, that would be sick. Now, there's no like who can play me in England. Like,
True.
you know what I'm saying?
My man.
Who?
He does Lucius.
Who's that?
That was going.
Oh yeah, he'll be good, but he's not like out there, innit?
Fred, who's playing you? Young'un.
I don't even listen to Young and that anymore. I don't know if like this is still running.
No, it's two on the spot, yeah, them ones, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's how we usually do the show. When I just chuck things out.
Yeah, I like that though.
Usually they're a bit mad, like we've had ones.
They're mad
about-
questions all have quick answers. That's a
Yeah.
that's a slow answer.
Alright,
Alright,
cool.
chuck some more.
You got the attention of the entire world for 30 seconds. What are you telling them? Don't
That
say
is a
stay with
mad
me.
question. Nah, that is mad. I'm telling them.
Mine is like and subscribe.
Icon sunglasses available now. www.iconbyironic.com.
Book.
Also follow me on Instagram because that's where all my things are plugged. Yeah,
Book.
at official DJ Ironic.
Yeah, man went on the
That's a
DJ
tactical one.
Khaled fight.
A straight plug.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have said everyone, live life to the fullest.
Now fuck all that, man. Fuck all that. Promote the thing.
What's Fred's one? God's plan.
You know what? I don't really like that tune.
It went too come out.
Fred's so shit with the on the spot
Yeah, he's
stuff.
mad.
Dead with that. I'm not- every time.
Well, just go follow the Shed podcast.
Jeez.
Subscribe, like, all of that.
What's yours? Because you ain't like these man promoting channels. You can say you can say something. 30 seconds. The entire world is listening.
Okay. Listening to this podcast, I'll say you can hear a lot of different aspects about life. So if you have an ambition or a dream, always make sure you follow it. It never stops until you do.
Okay, Martin Luther.
Jeez.
That was
Jeez.
You know,
40
Mine
seconds.
Yeah, that's hard. Give him some.
Yeah, yeah.
Motivation there. I like that.
Who's playing you in the movie?
Michael.
Michael? Nah, man. Nah. Shit.
Oh, Denzel.
Nah,
Denzel.
Denzel.
We've had the Denzel
Everyone's gonna
argument.
say
already.
Denzel.
I was gonna say
The British man. What's his name? The one that does.
Ashley Waters.
Nah, man. not
Ashley Waters. Is cold.
Nah, not Ashley, man. The other one. The other one. You know the one with the the one that. What's his name? Daniel.
The one who just
This one, the Walt thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Kaluuya. What's his name? I said.
Kaluuya, yeah.
Kaluuya. Ain't my
mad.
thing, you get me?
So what's your thing? You're telling the world for 30 seconds.
Man,
Yeah,
like and subscribe.
that's it. But what,
That's
how you
it.
trying to clock us because we're promoting the thing, bro?
Huh? Cool.
Mad.
You know the super. We'll do one more, two more maybe, and we'll kind of wrap it up. The football thing, the Super League, yeah.
I don't really watch football.
They have got 12 founders in the league, yeah.
Okay.
Say we do 4. Who is the 4 founding fathers of the music Super League? Our music
That's a good
rap
question.
Super League.
4 founding fathers. I would say Wiley, Giggs.
Yeah, I'd say them too as well.
I would say. I would say. So Solid Crew as a crew. Can I say that?
Yeah.
And then I would say one more. Founders.
Founders.
You know who I'm gonna say?
Who?
Coke, bro.
Oh, you put a coat there.
Yeah.
What K
As a founder?
No, he's a product of Gigs and them, man.
No.
Yeah.
Not as in sound wise, but he comes from
Yeah,
that-
Gigs
that
open
lane.
the doors, but obviously, no, I don't know. Don't enlighten me. What?
Wait.
Go on,
Listen, yeah. All right, look. You gotta look at it like this, yeah.
Mm.
Street rap. Who really brought it commercial?
Gigs. You know, you would have been in the clubs sometimes. You would have been. You man would have been in the clubs when Talking the Hardest was going crazy.
Talking the Hardest was ringing.
You man would have been Iron Napa era where man didn't even know the face to the song.
Yeah, it was going mad. You remember, Miles?
No, I remember. Now, Giggs done his thing. It was mad.
Was it not Mega Man
Yeah.
who got man the
Yeah.
What, before Coke?
I mean, I don't really know Coke's story like that. I know he's a legend, but I was late on Coke, so I don't know. Did he break down the doors for the rap?
I think you have to put London Posse in there
Okay.
as the first UK ever. No, who's before that? London Posse. Before that, we was doing the sly twang American twang kind of thing.
Yeah. Who else would we put there though?
I'd say Wiley, Gigs. I'm gonna give it to London Posse.
Yeah.
And Dobbs.
Nah. Dizzy, we could put
Give it
there.
to end ups now.
Dizzy opened a lot of doors.
Dizzy did open a lot of doors as well.
But Wiley, but then
But Wiley created a scene, though.
Yeah, Wiley.
Like, he created a genre. We
Yeah,
can't
the
take
whole-
that lightly. The genre's made people feed their families. Yeah.
And the whole sound as well, in a way.
Yeah. So
The
how can we
Esky-
not give it to somebody that created
You
a
have to.
platform
Yeah.
that reaches millions, hundreds of millions
But Dizzy, I think, took it to a next level as well. If we're gonna be honest.
on the platform
Yeah.
Wiley created?
No, he went left. Dizzy went after Boy in the Corner.
What about the Roll Deep then?
Yeah, but I mean, look, Dizzy Rascal done something I ain't never seen before, bro. Until Tiny Temper and that, like.
No, you came out before Tiny though, so you kind of hit that. In my opinion, I should say you come out first. From
Do you feel people don't say your name enough?
Yeah, I do, but I hate like complaining about it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like when I'm gone, I think people will then appreciate everything I've done production wise, helping behind the scenes. Because I get so many artists hitting me up behind, like on text, or like, yo, I can't believe you've done this for me. Yo, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have never heard of Tiny Tempo. Tiny would have not got this still, or Wiley would have not got. But I just always tell them, bro, I appreciate that, but say it out in public at least.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, but
Thank me
Fact.
behind
yeah,
closed doors.
like,
Fact.
but a lot of people do that, and I can't complain too much, but yeah.
Let me say something. Sorry. You see, what you just said right there is facts, right? Because there's a lot of people that Ronit's put on in the industry. I'm not going to say any names, but there is a lot, right? And in terms of actually getting them a record deal and stuff, he's put the one to put their name forward and say, yo, bring my man or do this and bring that, right? So, you know, what I see is that you know, when people kind of get through the door, it's about showing the same love you received at the end of the day. Do you get what I mean? And what I'll say is do the research. You know, the history, the numbers don't lie. You know, even in the time coding, when the stamps are there, you can see who come out before who. You can see who did the numbers before who. You can see what happened, right? So if you do the research and you see what it is, then you can know, okay, at this time period, So Solid did their thing. At this time period, you know, everything kind of went, you know, all that kind of gun crime and all that kind of stuff, why they tried to shut the scene down. Then it was closed for a long period of time. Then the Channel U opened a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Then IRONIK got signed, and then the whole market kind of opened up again for the kind of top 40 stuff. And then you started to see other artists branch through with N-Dubs and, you know, Tinchy and Chip and stuff. But you can see the patterns.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like, the pattern can't lie. History is there. So, you know, he's very humble, but you got to give respect when respect's due.
Yeah, that's fact.
When you got
That's
songs that
love,
get played
man.
at
Yeah,
funerals
it's love
and
still.
people, it's different. But yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, I don't know, one day they'll give me my flowers, I think, like, properly.
Was it?
When I don't know.
Why you can smell them, innit? Was that what they said?
Yeah.
They definitely will.
But for now, I'm calm. I can't complain. I'm just working, man.
So I'm saying, so you're still doing your thing anyway. So
Moving forward, I can't look
I
back in
think
it.
people forget as well. You're not even old, bro. You're not like
So
you were
young,
That's
bare
what's
young
crazy,
when you
bro.
when you was doing
The
this thing.
story that Manda's told, a man's not old, bro.
Mad.
I'm a big man, but nah, I'm 30 though. So.
But that's still young though, man.
Yeah. Nah, I
young,
still
man.
feel like
Mad.
young, bro. Still, I feel like I've done so much, but I still feel like I've got way more to do.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Calm.
Yeah. Appreciate it,
Should we wrap it?
Yeah, I'm
Boys, thank you very much for coming
Come
out.
on, bro.
Nah,
Was
it's
that
lovely,
good,
man.
yeah?
I
Sam,
appreciate
bruv,
it,
it's a
man.
lot of
Appreciate your
nostalgia
time,
for
man.
man's teenage
Appreciate
years
that.
and
Yeah.
anyone who was our age and that. It's just crazy.
It's a
bro.
madness about
Oh, yeah,
that DM
just-
the other month as well.
You're a legend in
Yeah.
the game
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
man.
Thank
A
you,
legend
bro.
in the game, bro.
Appreciate
So
that.
it's like I said, like when I was getting into the music thing,
Hopefully, I can get some things off this interview.
you man were the stars, innit?
Yeah.
It's mad that we can sit down and have this conversation
up.
on our channel, on
Yeah.
our show, sorry, and
Yeah. Nah,
make
I
it
appreciate
sick
you lot
and
having me as
understand the
well.
story and that, man.